So we announced the Series D back in April, led by lots of investors that have been with us for a while now, including SoftBank and General Catalyst and Google and others. And really, the money was being used to continue the growth of Lemonade. Just now in September, coming up, we'll be celebrating 3 years in market. And in these 3 years, we've kind of grown throughout the United States. We're now available for the majority of the US. And we've also launched recently in Germany, which is our first country outside the US and is beginning the European expansion. So we plan to roll out Lemonade in Europe, country by country. It's a much easier process than it is here in the US. Here in the US, you have to go state by state, regulatory differences, of course. So we're going to use that money to do that. And we're also going to, of course, explore new product lines. Lemonade, in its essence, is a universal brand. It's kind of transforming insurance for anyone that wants it, for the underserved and for those that don't have insurance, like yourself.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought up hope. You are right now, I think, hope sandwiched by two people who believe a lot in renter's insurance.
Yeah.
Because of, I mean, the own issues that I've had in a previous apartment where I lived. Why do you think people, though, are so hesitant to buy renter's insurance?
You know, that's a great question, because Lemonade, at its core, is a tech company doing insurance, not the other way around. So we're a fully regulated and licensed insurance company. But spiritually speaking, we're a tech company. It was founded by two tech veterans who knew nothing about insurance, but they knew that something was wrong with insurance. It's a very frustrating situation. It's a very timely and costly and bureaucratic situation. And that's why many people say, I don't have energy to get my renter's insurance. And so they kind of tackled this idea of this insurance industry, which hasn't changed at all since the Industrial Revolution, while everything else has changed, right? And they said, let's take a tech approach to it. Let's make it fully digital. So Lemonade is built fully on a digital substrate. You can get a quote in 90 seconds chatting with a bot. And let's make it also without any conflicts of interest. The traditional insurance industry is conflicted. Every dollar they pay out to you in a claim, they have to think twice about paying that, because that goes off their bottom line, their profit. What if we remove that conflict of interest? It's a lot of research in behavioral economics. And we built a system that would bring out the best in all of us. So Lemonade does something completely different. We take a flat fee, 25% flat fee, that goes to covering our costs and our expenses, and everything else is going to your claim. If at the end of the year, and this is something that we just announced 2 days ago, you have money left over, it's going to go to a cause that you chose. So from the ACLU to Charity Water to the Trevor Project, we're supporting around 40 causes each year. It's not us, it's not we, it's you, the community, and we're giving back to them at the end of the year. So when you make a claim, you're not hurting us, the insurance company, you are hurting the ACLU or the Trevor Project.
Sure, I mean, speaking from the perspective of not having the insurance and not ever really being interested in it, having been a renter, I don't buy insurance for anything. I mean, I don't do it for travel, I don't do it for, plane tickets or
I don't do the plane ticket insurance.
I guess
I'll do travel insurance for a big trip.
Sure, maybe. I guess.
Like if I'm going somewhere where I might need to be like medevaced.
Right. I guess I just don't feel like I need it. So how do you convince someone like me to get into, renter's insurance specifically? I think for owning a home, I definitely would. I feel like.
Sure. Well, Hope, the good news is you're totally not alone. A lot of our customers are first-time insurance buyers, meaning they never had an insurance policy before. And that's kind of jarring in a sense, because it's a segment of the population that never thought to get insurance because of all the reasons I listed before. It was a tedious process, it was long, it was bureaucratic, and they didn't think they needed it. With Lemonade, because it's so easy, it's kind of like the way you want your Spotify and your Amazon and all the other apps on your phone, you're going to also want your Lemonade. It takes very, very little time. By the time you order your coffee, you're done. And it's a delightful process. Plus, you're going to give back to charity.
Delightful process.
Yeah. Delightful process.
It's still getting insurance, though.
You won't feel it.
Okay, cost.
Sure.
Renter's insurance, when I first got renter's insurance, when I first moved to New York, and by the way, I was glad I did, because I did live in an apartment where a pipe burst above us, and we had to make a significant claim. We came home one night, and our apartment was flooded. And it was a big deal. We were glad we had renter's insurance. Our neighbors above us didn't, and it ended up costing them a lot of money. How much? I was surprised at how cheap renter's insurance was.
Right.
How are costs determined? How much does renter's insurance cost in 2019?
So Lemonade starts with $5 a month, and that gives you a nice coverage amount. And what's interesting about Lemonade, when you look at the traditional insurance companies, is that because we're built only on a digital substrate, we don't have the overhead costs that the traditional insurance companies do. Every single one of our policies has been sold by a bot, no human intervention. So our bot, no matter what time of night you take out your phone and start, chatting for your insurance company, with your insurance company, you can get a policy at 3 a.m., at 6 a.m., whenever you'd like on the way on the subway, and even here on breaks in Cheddar. It takes literally 90 seconds, and that's what brings our costs down.
Amazing. Really quickly here, you've been able to attract big name investors like SoftBank. What is it about, you think, your business that is able to attract a SoftBank?
I think what Lemonade is doing is not changing just a part of the insurance process. So we're not just changing the onboarding process, we're not changing the claims process, we're really building a company from the ground up. And we could have decided that Daniel and Shai, both the founders of Lemonade.
Daniel been on the show before.
Yeah. Daniel Schreiber, who has been on the show, and Shai